soccer fans, AFC Ann Arbor is live and on the air as we are high atop a hallway field for this USLW matchup between your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oak and Union FC Macomb. We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very, very much for watching. And if you're on your way, got plenty of time to make it before the official start of the match. Got about 15 minutes out there. It is a gorgeous day compared to when the men played last 2 days ago. Today it is 76 degrees game time. Just a few wispy clouds, but lots of sunshine, lots of blue skies. Folks sunbathing in the stands across the way. So it is a gorgeous spring day here in Michigan. It is, again, AFC Ann Arbor, who is 0-1-1, so they have no wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. They played Detroit City FC here to open up the season back on the 16th of May. That was a 2-1 win by Detroit City. And then they played over at Midwest United, that on the 20th, and that was a 1-1 draw as Ann Arbor able to get the game tied up in the 88th minute. So let's talk a little bit about details from that match as we take a look. It started off, Gill for Midwest United had a goal at the 19th minute. Waringa had a yellow card in the 21st minute. Then Harema had a yellow card in the 69th minute for Midwest United FC. For AFC Ann Arbor, Mock had a yellow card in the 64th minute, and then Felton scored in the 88th minute. So that was a fantastic draw that AFC Ann Arbor was able to pull out there. Taking a look at your goal scorers, Felton has 1 goal, and Aldiano has a goal. She scored in the first game. So that's your 2 goal scorers so far on this season. Taking a look at our opponent today, Union FC Macomb. They had a game. Thought that was, let's pull this up. There we go. So Union FC Macomb, they started off, they had a 2-1 loss back on the 13th of May at the Midwest United. And then they had a 1-0 loss to Kalamazoo FC, that back on the 20th over at Mayor's Riverfront. So a little bit of information about those 2 squads. We do want to say happy Memorial Day to everybody. We want to thank all the wonderful folks who served and remember all of those who paid the full measure and gave up their lives for this country. Thank you very much to everyone who served for their families on this Memorial Day. I also want to say happy anniversary to my wife. She has put up with me at this point 13 years. Not sure how, but she continues to put up with me, and she's running a camera upstairs. So for our wedding anniversary, we are here with AFC Ann Arbor and would not want to be anywhere else. Well, I say that. You might want to talk to her and get her feelings about that, but that's neither here nor there. So folks coming in, we do want to thank a lot of the wonderful, amazing sponsors for AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Wickfield Properties, who does house the incoming players, Big Ten Burrito, The Ride. Again, check out that fantastic little promo that has Nutmeg taking the ride to the game. Some wonderful drone photo there. Bank of Ann Arbor, the title sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. They've been with them since the beginning and helped the team be able to add a women's team and have equitable equity between each of those teams. AnnArbor.org. So check that out if you want to come out to Ann Arbor looking for things to do. Check out AnnArbor.org. Flythrough.io. They are a drone company getting some fantastic shots that AFC Ann Arbor will share on their Instagram. Ann Arbor District Library. The Ann Arbor District Library is a fantastic place to go. They always help with a season ticket holder event, typically before the season, and they are a hub of knowledge and more in the Ann Arbor area. Bodman, Mirlo, Underground Printing, Washington, I Promise, My Future Fun, Grizzly Peak, Units, and Reinhardt Realtors. So we want to thank all those wonderful, amazing folk out there for all they do. So we're getting ready to go. Folks are headed in. They have a little Slow's barbecue here today. They followed us in with the food truck, so starting to smell some fantastic cooking barbecue down there. So come on out, get your food, catch some sun early on, and of course you can get your Diaza kit. So you can wear what the team wears. Diaza always works with AFC and Arbor to come up with some fantastic kits out there. It's wonderful, and the away kit, the orange away kit, is now available at today's match. So you can go check that out. Come on down to Holloway Field, check out a match and buy one, or you can come and go to afcandarbor.com, afcandarbor.com to get merchandise, to get rosters, to get game day information, and more. Let's take a look at the next 5 upcoming games for this women's squad. They will be on the road on May 30th. That is next Saturday at Kalamazoo. That will be a 5 p.m. game over at Mayor's Riverfront. Then June 3rd, they will be at Detroit City. That is a Wednesday. That's a 7:30 game over at Atwood. Then June 6th is the next home game for this women's squad. They will be taking on Midwest United, trying to get a little payback for trying to get a win versus the draw they had over at Midwest United. That is a 7 p.m. game here at Holloway Field. And then it is June 11th. They are at Union FC Macomb. That is a 7 p.m. game over at Union FC Macomb on a Thursday. Then Tuesday, they're back here hosting Detroit City once more, June 16th. That is a 7 p.m. game. Take a look at the current standings. Both of these two squads are searching for their first victory of the season. Up at the top of the table is Detroit City FC. They have 2 wins, no losses, no ties, 6 points. And they have 3.0 points per match. Midwest United is in the number 2 spot. 1 win, no loss, 1 draw. They have 4 points and 2.0 points per match. Kalamazoo FC is in the number 3 spot with 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss. 3 points on the season and 1.5 points per match. AFC and Arbor, which apparently I got wrong when I was typing, forgive me. They have 2 games played, no wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. That's 1 point and 0.5 points per match. Macomb is in the number 5 spot. They have 2 games played, no wins, 2 losses, no ties, 0.0 points per match. And then taking a look, so both of those squads looking for their first win. The next home game coming up here at Holloway Field is going to be the men's squad versus Union FC Macomb. It'll be the men's team. That's going to be Friday, May 29th at 7 p.m. So check that out, Union FC Macomb versus AFC and Arbor here at Holloway Field USL2 out there. So looks like they're giving away a grill today. Looks like that might have just happened, which is fantastic. You got some youth soccer folks out here, folks enjoying the wonderful weather. It's been cold a couple days here in Michigan, rainy yesterday, kind of raining out some of folks' barbecues and stuff like that. But a gorgeous day today. Hopefully most people have it off work and can enjoy this fantastic weather. So we really appreciate you. We are going to step away and play a little bit of music, and then we'll turn it over in just a few minutes to our public address announcer, who will come up and announce. Oh, let's do the starting lineups. Forgive me. So the starting 11 for both of these squads, as Doug will say that over the mic in just a little bit. But starting off with Union FC, it is going to be Lewis. Getting the start, wearing number 2. Wearing number 11 is Jones starting. Wearing number 12 is Barry, who's starting. Wearing number 17 is Hitmus, who's getting the start. Number 18 is Angle. Number 19 is Hathaway. Number 20 is 4. Number 26 is Collier. Number 32 is Glover. Number 77 is Roy. And number 99 is Matthews. Starting for Ann Arbor. And by the way, it is between the pipes is, I believe that's number 17, Titmus, who's going to be their goalie or their keeper. So we'll mark that down. There we go. On the other side, for Ann Arbor, it's going to be Lavasser starting between the woodwork there. She's wearing number 1. Number 3 is Weed getting the start. Number 4, Conley getting the start. Number 6 is Felton starting. Number 8 is Ambrose. Number 11 in the starting 11 is Aldiano. Number 14 is Scaling. Number 15 is Mach. Number 17 is Padilla. Number 20 is Kopmeyer. And number 23 is Wilhelm. That's your starting 11 for this matchup. Again, Doug will get on the PA system and announce that in just a little bit, as we have just a couple minutes until we'll have the walkouts. Is everyone getting ready across the way? Taking a look, it looks like Union FC Macomb is in a white kit today with numbers in black on the back, white shorts and white socks. So we'll see that. AFC and Arbor, if they're wearing the home kits, will have the kind of darker blue kit with the baby blue stripe on the side. Oh, they're actually wearing the away kits today, because, again, this is the first time the away kits are available for sale. So AFC and Arbor is wearing their orange away kits. You have a kind of an orangish pink top with the numbers in black on the back. Of course, your title sponsor, Bank of America, or Bank of Ann Arbor, forgive me, Bank of Ann Arbor on the front. They have the orangish shorts and dark-colored socks out there, getting ready for the walkout as we're counting down. Folks continue to come in on this fantastic day. There is a little bit of shade where the press box is if you're worried about not putting on enough suntan lotion out here. So come on out, pick up your AFC Ann Arbor gear, and have a lovely day out here. Is everyone getting set for the walkout? Again, I love to see all the kind of multi-years of jerseys in the crowds, folks buying different kits from different seasons and wearing them out here. Love to see all the fun kits. I see a couple Ricketts kits out there. Chloe Ricketts, former AFC Ann Arbor player. She is with the Washington Spirit. I'm not sure where she's playing now, but I know she's doing some work with the national team as well, so always appreciate that. Let's get to a little bit of music, and we'll be right back. And here comes the walkout.
Give the starters a quick round of applause. And before we announce them, today is Memorial Day. And today is about America, but in the spirit of the World Cup and in the international makeup of both our team and our community. We'd like to observe a quick moment of silence to remember anyone you know who has fallen in the service of their country. Thank you. And now, the starting lineup for today's match. Please note you can also follow along with our digital program at afcannarbor.com/matchday. First, the visitors from Union FC Macomb. Number 2, Georgia Lewis. Number 11, Andy Jones. Number 12, McKinley Berry. Number 18, Regan Angle. Number 19, Melinda Hathaway. Number 20, Randy Four. Number 26, Ava Collier. Number 32, Sammy Glover. Number 77, Morgan Roy. And number 99, Ellie Matthews. In goal, number 17, Keely Titmus. And the head coach is David Robertson, my bad. And now, the starters for your AFC Ann Arbor. Number 3, Kylie Dees. Number 4, Cora Conley. Number 6, Riley Shelton. Number 8, Grace Ambrose. Number 11, Ainara Aldiano. Number 14, Sarah Scaling. Number 15, Madison Mott. Number 17, Yeye Padilla. Number 20, Bridget Kopmeyer. And number 13, with the corner kick that tied the game with Riley last week, Ivy Wilhelm. In goal, number 1, Jordan Lavasser. And your head coach, Victor Pate.
Alrighty, as the squads now. Union FC Macomb getting little fist bumps with the officials and all the players from AFC Ann Arbor. Then AFC Ann Arbor returning the fist bumps to the officials. And both squads will get pictures of the starting 11. And we will get underway here again. Ann Arbor wearing their kind of orangish kits out there. And Macomb wearing their white kits. Salmon is the official color. Again, you can tell I barely know the basics, but those are salmon-colored kits. As they'll get that clock set to all zeros. Ready to count up. As we're just waiting for everything to get set here. Both squads getting last moment instructions from their staffs across the way. Thank you for joining us on this Memorial Day We appreciate you when you can't be here watching wherever you are at. We are very, very grateful. As the officials going to both sides there, they got the ball set in the center circle. Triple zeros up on the clock. As both Ann Arbor comes out onto the pitch. Levasseur goes down to the left. To the right will be Titmus. So Ann Arbor going left to right here in this first half of action. Wilhelm gets things ready to go. Ambrose on the near side from her. As we are about to get underway. As more and more folks piling in for this holiday day game. Don't have a huge crowd from Macomb across the way, but a couple folks out there. A few of them might be mixed in with the Ann Arbor crowd over on the near side. So you have lots of folks set up there. Nutmeg over greeting all the youngsters coming in. You can hear the Main Street hooligans letting themselves be heard right in that front row where they have all the flags set up, all their scarves set up there, and trying to get the other fans to sure they keep everything going. Wilhelm ready to get things set off. I believe she was at Grand Valley State this past year. She played for the Michigan Hawks previously. Went to school here at Pioneer. That ball back, Conley sends it. That comes over on to the near wing. That's blasted by Mosh. All the way down into the attacking third. Sent back into the 18 by Collier. Grab, Titmus sends it all the way down the far wing. Now up the far touchline, trying to get to it is Ambrose. That blasted all the way back. Running over to get to it in the far corner is Sparks. Sparks trying to avoid pressure back there by Jones. That sent out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in back there by Lewis as Lewis gets herself set on the far touchline. Now she'll let Glover throw that in. That ball headed by Ann Arbor, then sent right towards the 18, popped up high. Sparks plays it down and sent all the way down onto the far touchline, then right back to the top of the 18. As Macomb trying to get it across, as here comes a shot and a grab, as that was Engel with the shot. Fantastic grab by Levasseur. She gets the ball set on the 18 here in the second minute of the match. Ball over on to the near wing. That blasted ahead. Ambrose plays it down. Ambrose trying to move it ahead. Now that's sent by Conley. Racing over to get to it is Felton. Felton trying to make her way through traffic. Felton spins one way then the other. Felton heads back up the pitch. That's sent back over. Now Scaling fires it across. Trying to get across is Padilla. Padilla trying to avoid big-time pressure back there by Macomb. The ball back over to Levasseur. Now bringing it up is Mosh. Mosh coming up the near wing. Mosh trying to blast it through and then sent right back down, and that'll go out the near touchline. Throw in by Ann Arbor here in the third minute. Scoreless so far here at Hallway Field. If you are coming out, we'd love to see you out here as that ball thrown in, headed up. Played down by Wilhelm. Wilhelm right at midfield. Now Conley trying to make her way past. That ball sent ahead. Chip back the other direction. Here comes Macomb as that was fed ahead by Engel. Now racing with it. Here comes 4-4. Goes across from the near side to the far side. 4 gets it back towards midfield. Controlled by Macomb. That ball back over to Barry. Barry moves it all the way back to Titmus. Titmus Over onto the near side. And brought ahead by Collier. Collier trying to get it onto the near touchline. Taken away by Ambrose. Ambrose races down. Ambrose fires it into 18. Titmus goes and gets back in time. Titmus grabs it. Good job by the Macomb keeper. She has it on the edge of the 18. Well, she'll send it over to Hathaway on the near touchline. Hathaway trying to move it forward just off the near. Collier has it just inside the 18. And trying to bring it out. Coming down the far side of the pitch is Macomb. Racing it with it. I believe that's Jones. Knocked down and away. Trying to play it down. Felton trying to move it over. Now Conley has it right at midfield. That ball taken away from her and blasted all the way through. They'll roll back into Ann Arbor's 18. Taken there by Levasseur. Levasseur gets it over to Sparks. Sparks back to Levasseur. Levasseur feeds it up the middle. Now over to Scaling. Scaling coming up the near wing. Over. Amash gets it. That taken away. Now here comes Macomb. Hathaway feeds it across the pitch. Gets it over to Lewis. Lewis trying to feed it into the 18. That played down by Scaling. Scaling gets it. Now Spark has it on the far side of the pitch. Sends it over to the far touchline. That brought ahead. Aldiano had it. Now that's sent back into the 18 where it's grabbed there by Levasseur. Levasseur gets the edge of the 18. We are in the 5th minute here. Scoreless so far. That ball trying to get to it is Ambrose and Conley. Played down. Now Felton moves it across to Mosh. Mosh chips it back. Now here comes Ann Arbor into the attacking third. Racing ahead with it. That blasted by Kopmeyer. Kopmeyer trying to work her way past. That ball right back into the 18. Played down. Sent ahead. That was Mosh with it. But that is going to be a whistle and a restart by Macomb. As the ball sent all the way across by Collier over to Titmus. Titmus sends it up the far wing. That ball gets over to Angle. Angle up the center of the pitch. That knocked away. Played back over by Hathaway. Hathaway had it. That out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in. As Hathaway has it on the near touchline for a throw-in. Now that ball brought ahead by 4-4. Rockets it all the way down, trying to get it to Lewis, and that just out of her reach. That's going to be a throw-in for Ann Arbor on the far touchline. That ball launched down the far touchline. Sent back to get to it is Collier. Now that blasted. That ball bounced into the 18 and picked up by Titmus. Titmus able to get in the way of a shot that skied up high. Titmus able to track it down. Gets it over on the far wing. That's Jones bringing it ahead. Jones trying to split a pair of defenders. Jones gets over midfield. Or forgive me, that was Barry who had it. That ball knocked back. Fed over by Angle. Now down, Lewis firing it ahead. And that is offside, the call. Ann Arbor ball about 10 yards inside of the attacking third here in the 7th minute at Hallway Field. Scoreless so far, 0-0. Ball played down by Matthews for Macomb. Matthews moves it back over to Collier. Collier sends it across. That ball brought up by Barry. Barry back over to Titmus. Titmus just outside of the 18. Titmus gets it over to Collier. Collier trying to avoid pressure by Ambrose. Collier sends it over midfield. That played down by Ann Arbor. Aldiano had it. Now Felton trying to work herself free. That ball knocked down. Controlled by Macomb. As they send it back over to Barry. Barry trying to get away from pressure by Wilhelm. That ball back over to Titmus in the 18. Titmus raises it down onto the near touchline. That ball back over to Hathaway. Hathaway sends it over as that across by Matthews. Here comes Barry up the far side of the pitch. Gets it back into the middle third. That ball over on the far touchline. Aldiano has it. Aldiano trying to get it over to Conley. That's stolen away by Roy. Roy sends it up the far touchline. Now Lewis has it. Lewis trying to blast it ahead. Jones trying to get back there as that ball knocked away. Excellent defense back there. Fantastic job on defense. Trying to catch, was that Conley who came up huge there? No, forgive me. That was Sparks, who got over there and did a fantastic job. Throw in on the near touchline by Macomb. They just had a good scoring opportunity, if not for Sparks. That ball played down, rocketed up high. Headed there by Angle. And played up the pitch and out the near touchline. Thrown by Hathaway on the near touchline for Macomb. Hathaway trying to feed it up the pitch. Ambrose steals it on the near touchline. That got blocked by one of the Macomb players as they try and feed it up the pitch. Tipped there by Kopmeyer. Now the ball back over to Collier. Collier feeds it across the pitch. Bringing it ahead is Barry on the far side of the pitch. Over to the far touchline. Sent right back to Barry. Barry lets it go back to Titmus. Titmus has it her own defensive third. Titmus launches a long live drive kick that headed up by Ann Arbor. Trying to work over to the near side, played down. Now bringing it is Wilhelm. Wilhelm makes a nifty move, gets away from problems. That fed ahead. Here comes Conley. Conley trying to get through traffic. That ball deflected off and sent back up the pitch. Right on the near touchline, trying to work herself free is 4-4. Gets it over to Angle. Angle all the way across. Roy has it. Roy cuts over the blockades. Roy back over to Matthews, right at midfield. Matthews down the near touchline for Collier. Collier sending it back, or Hathaway, sending it back to Matthews. Matthews rifles it up the center of the pitch. Battle for it, trying to knock it away. That blasts ahead. Moved all the way down the near touchline. Loose ball over on the near touchline, bringing ahead is Hathaway. Played back to Matthews. Matthews on the near side of the pitch. Matthews trying to work over around Wilhelm, sent back just at midfield. There's Collier with it. Collier trying to work her way up the middle third. Now sends it all the way back to Titmus. Titmus in her own defensive third. Moves it across to Barry. Barry trying to bring it up the far side of the pitch. Barry trying to arc it down the far touchline. That headed back on the far touchline. Moved over to Aldiano. Aldiano gets it over to Conley. Conley moves it all the way across onto the near wing, bringing it ahead. Here comes Ann Arbor as that's blasted by Mosh. In and grabbed by Titmus. Oh, what a good opportunity, but Titmus got in the way and did an excellent job as the Macomb keeper. That goes out the far touchline here in the 11th minute. Scoreless so far. Throw in by Macomb as it's 0-0. The ball back to Barry. Wilhelm back to provide pressure. Back into the 18 to Titmus for Macomb. Macomb moves it over to Barry. Barry brings it up the far side of the pitch. Barry trying to get it ahead through traffic to Roy. Roy blasts it. Then all the way down. Trying to pick it up as Hathaway on the near touchline. Hathaway feeds it across and punched away by Lavassier. Now Lewis has it on the far touchline, trying to send it across. That ball blasted back towards the middle third as Felton had it, but that's going to be a kick for Ann Arbor. As Scaling will get that ball set, ready to go. Scaling, right foot into it. Line drive kick, tipped by Wilhelm, played back. Grabbing at Collier. Collier over to Titmus. Titmus just outside the 18. She gets it over to Barry on the far wing. Barry slowly brings it up, sends it back over to Titmus. Looking for a chink in the Ann Arbor armor to start an attack here in the 13th minute. Blasted down onto the far touchline. Played off the body. Working over. Aldiano has it. Aldiano trying to move it back. That blasted ahead. Knocked down. Trying to get to it over there is Kopmeyer. But that's sent ahead to Jones for Macomb. Jones is dispossessed. That ball brought ahead by Ann Arbor as Weed working on it. That ball brought back, chipped down the far touchline. Fired ahead, but that's going to be out the far touchline. Throw-in for Macomb. Nil-nil is our score here on a beautiful day at Hallway Field, 77 degrees. Lots of folks out here taking in the game. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your hopefully 3-day weekend with us. That ball played across, popped up high by Mosh. Out the far touchline, throw in for Macomb. Macomb has it, trying to work ahead is Jones. Jones trying to feed it across. That ball over to Roy. Roy, that ball knocked down. Sent back over onto the near wing is Hathaway. Hathaway trying to work herself past Felton. That ball moved back over to Roy. Roy trying to get past traffic. Conley trying to poke that away. Aldiano working against Matthews. Matthews fires it into the 18, and that goes wide to the near side. Goal kick for Ann Arbor. By the way, keeper Lavasser, she's a freshman at Eastern Kentucky University, but she's from Pinckney, Michigan. And she was in 2021 the All-State Honorable Mention here in Michigan. That ball blasted ahead. Back. Barry trying to move it down the far side of the pitch. Lewis gets it right back over to Roy. Roy trying to work her way down. Kottmeyer trying to poke that away. Still working. Roy blasted down onto the near wing, trying to get it over to 4-4. Feeds it down onto the far wing for Lewis. Lewis tracks it down just over in front of the end line. There's a cross punched away by Lavasser. All the way over onto the near wing, trying to track it down. Valiant attempt. Just not able to keep it in by Conley. That's a quick throw in. Trying to feed it across with 4. Played back and out the near touchline. That's going to be a throw in again by Hathaway. Hathaway gets it on the give and go. Now that ball sent all the way back over to Collier. Collier back on her own side of midfield. Now Titmus has it back on her own defensive third as Ambrose providing pressure. That ball moves ahead to Barry. Barry down on the far touchline. Racing ahead. Here comes Macomb. Bringing it up the pitch is Glover. Down the far touchline. Lewis sends it over into 18. As Lavasser has it there. Lavasser arcing it down on the pitch. Felton tries to play it down. Felton out the near touchline as that was sent off of her by Hathaway. Hathaway throws it in. Ball played down by 4. 4 trying to move it across. Conley over to pressure. Jones has it. Jones blasted, trying to serve it over for Lewis. That headed up. Now sent by Padilla down the far touchline. Grabbing it over there is Roy. Roy looking for a cross. Ambrose battling a pair of Macomb players there. Still trying to get to it is Roy on that far touchline. Ambrose over. Now that ball sent back and moved high up the pitch. It was Padilla over there who sent that far. Ball over, grabbed by Lavasser. Lavasser has it in the 18 here in the 17th minute. Sets the ball down and moves it over on the far side of the pitch. That ball over to Aldiano. Now brought ahead, trying to work herself free as Padilla. That ball, Lewis trying to steal it away. Aldiano had it, but that goes out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Macomb. Throw-in on the far touchline for Macomb. They move that back over to Barry. Barry working against Ambrose. Barry sends it as that's blasted ahead by Collier. Offside the call. That will be an Ann Arbor kick. Getting about 10 yards inside their defensive third here in the 18th minute. 0-0 is our score. As that's Padilla who will kick this away. She lifts it down the far touchline. That goes out. right in front of the Macomb bench. Short Macomb bench today. They have 3 players in reserve. That is it. And Arbor with a good, strong bench on not a horribly warm day, but it is warmer than we've seen thus far this year. Now that ball grabbed is trying to bring it ahead. That fired ahead by Jones for Macomb. Moving it. Here comes Roy. Roy down the far touchline looking for a cross. That tipped and out to the far side of the woodwork. Goal kick for Ann Arbor. As we head into the 19th minute. Levasseur down the far touchline, brought ahead. Here comes Wilhelm. Wilhelm trying to get it over to Ambrose. That knocked away back there by Glover. And played down by Ambrose. Ambrose moves it over. And will have gone out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in over there for Glover. Glover gets it in. That ball back to Barry. Barry over to Collier. Now down the near touchline. Hathaway with it. Hathaway moves it back over to Collier. Collier trying to get past Kottmeyer. Moves it back to, gets it back over to Titmus. Titmus. Pressure coming. Titmus moves it down the near touchline. Gets it ahead. Here comes Ford. Ford trying to work her way past out the near touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Throwing on the near touchline by Ann Arbor. That launch down. Wilhelm tips it. Now racing the other direction. Here comes Matthews. Ball back to Matthews. Trying to work herself free. Sent back to Hathaway on the near wing. Hathaway trying to get it through traffic. Now down onto the near touchline is Four. Trying to get past. Ford trying to work her way around. That sent and plucked up. Good defense by Ann Arbor as Mosh trying to drive that wide. The ball ahead. Played down by Wilhelm. Now Felton trying to steal it away as Hathaway moves it across for Macomb. Here comes Matthews. Matthews all the way over for Roy. Roy fires it. That one just off target there. Goal kick coming up for Ann Arbor. Ball set down for the goal kick. And quickly ahead. Here comes Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer up the near side of the pitch. Kottmeyer has it deflected out the near touchline. I thought that was back over to Hathaway. Hathaway moves it over to Collier. Collier trying to send it across to Barry up the center of the pitch. Barry into the middle third. Barry trying to work her way ahead. Barry arcs it down the pitch. That ball over to Four. Now knocked back. Controlled. Felton trying to move it ahead. Wilhelm gets it over. Here comes Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer trying to get past traffic. Kottmeyer cuts to her left. Kottmeyer trying to get it over to Ambrose. That's stolen away. Here comes Matthews the other direction. Gets it down the far side of the pitch. That blasted ahead by Glover all the way back. Racing into the 18. Levasseur blasts it back into the middle third. Aldiano has it there. Aldiano trying to move it back. Wilhelm into the middle third. Wilhelm has that poked away, trying to bring it ahead. His angle down the far wing. That chipped in and grabbed by Levasseur. Levasseur calling out signals, trying to move folks where she wants them. We do want to thank some of the wonderful sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Wickfield Properties, Big Ten Burrito, The Ride, Bank of Ann Arbor, and AnnArbor.org. Ambrose has it on the far wing. Ambrose trying to bring it ahead. Ambrose trying to get around Matthews. That ball back to Conley. Now fired down the far touchline and out the far touchline. Throwing ahead to Lewis. Lewis working her way up that far touchline over midfield. Lewis Trying to feed it ahead. Now Mosh gets it right back over to Levasseur. Levasseur now over to Mosh up the near side of the pitch. Mosh bringing it ahead, feeds it, tipped by Kopmeyer. Kopmeyer trying to get it away from Matthews. That ball back, Four moves it over, trying to give and go, but offside the call. So Scaling has it. We'll bring it over. Again, Scaling points out some things here. Gets back, right foot into it. That ball ahead to Aldiano. Now Kopmeyer has it up the near touchline. Kopmeyer moves it over to Felton. Felton trying to get herself past. Felton. Now back over to Aldiano. Aldiano right over the blockades. Gets it over to Ambrose. Ambrose moves it up the near wing. Ambrose chips it. Racing. Here comes Kopmeyer. Kopmeyer trying to get it. That's sent out the near touchline. Good defense by Collier, but that is a set piece earned for Ann Arbor, so there'll be a corner in the near corner here in the 24th minute. So Kopmeyer gets it set. Kopmeyer gets a little room to work. Now Kopmeyer right foot into it. That goes all the way across, trying to keep it in is Ambrose, and Ambrose, she sends across. Kopmeyer racing over to get to it. Played down by Aldiano. Now over to Mosh. Mosh trying to get it back into the attacking third. That went off of a defender. Played down. Wilhelm ends up down on the pitch. Here comes Matthews the other direction for Macomb. Matthews trying to get it over to Lewis. Lewis up the far side of the pitch. Lewis up the far touchline. Trying to get around Weed. Lewis trying to squeak it through as that's a shot and in. A goal by Macomb. And I am efforting a number as soon as she gets her side to me. I'll be able to verify that number. We believe that is Jones. So Jones gets the opening goal for Macomb here in the 26th minute.
Union FC Macomb goal by number 11, Andy Jones.
That ball back over. Here comes Ambrose. Ambrose into the attacking third. Ambrose trying to move it over to Wilhelm. Back to Ambrose. Collision back over there with Engel. Now bringing it ahead is Macomb up the far side of the pitch. Over midfield. That ball blasted over to Lewis. Lewis trying to get herself around. That ball out the far touchline. Good job back over there by Padilla to knock it down. Thrown by Macomb right in front of the Ann Arbor bench. They get it in. That played down, sent back into the middle third. As trying to pull it away. Here comes Ann Arbor as Kopmeyer trying to knock it down. Matthews steals it and goes the other direction. Ball on that far touchline, sent across. And trying to turn on it is Roy, sent ahead as Padilla ended up down on the pitch. She'll get a kick off of that foul. Here in the 27th minute, 1-0, Macomb with the lead. Padilla back to kick this one. Ambrose heads it up, trying to move it over to Wilhelm. That knocked down as Roy for Macomb has it. She sends it back over. Up the far touchline, here comes Macomb, and out the far touchline. That'll be an Ann Arbor throw-in. So Weed has it on the far touchline. Weed arcs that in, played down towards the center of the pitch, grabbed by Matthews for Macomb. Matthews sends it all the way across to Engel. Engel sent right back over. Here comes Ambrose for Ann Arbor. Ambrose Chips it down the near wing, trying to get it over to Felton. Felton trying to get past. Felton trying to work her way around. Tipped back to Felton. Now sent ahead by Conley, but that just a little to the far side. Goal kick there. Ball set for Titmus, ready to kick this one away. Titmus gets it over to Collier on the near wing. Collier racing ahead with it. Collier into the middle third. Collier cuts towards the center of the pitch. Collier moves it across as Macomb makes it over midfield. Blasted down, trying to get to 4. That knocked down by Mosh. Now racing back with it. Here comes Roy. Roy up the center of the pitch. Roy moves it over for 4. 4 on the edge of the 18. 4 with a cross. That knocked down by Padilla. That'll go out the end line. That will be a corner. So corner for Macomb. Over to take the corner if I can get her back to me. As that is a corner by Roy. Roy, low kick that sent out the near touch line. Well, nope, down into the middle third. Won't make it quite to the near touch line. That grab there. Move back to Collier. Collier all the way back to Titmus. Titmus has it in her own defensive third. Titmus into the middle third. Titmus launches it. Racing ahead. Coming across. Fired. And Lavasser with a big time save there. That ball is set. Lavasser has it ready. Down to Felton. Felton moves it back to Mosh. All the way into the attacking third, into the 18. Titmus tracks that down here in the 30th minute. Titmus all the way across as here comes Barry. Barry bringing it up the far side of the pitch, trying to avoid pressure by Wilhelm. Wilhelm back in that attacking third, trying to make it difficult for Macomb. Macomb has the 1-0 lead. Collier now on the near side of the pitch, back over to Barry on the far side of the pitch. Barry bringing it ahead into the middle third. Barry now cuts back, sends it all the way back to Titmus, just outside her own 18. Titmus now looks to her right, moves it over to Collier. Collier just in her own defensive third, back over to Titmus. Titmus looks ahead, fakes it over to Collier. Moving over towards Barry. That blasted ahead, and that'll go out the far touchline. Right over to the Ann Arbor coaching staff. Quick throw in. Padilla has it. Padilla trying to get around Jones. The lone goal scorer for this game so far. 4 back providing pressure. That popped up by Aldiano. Now Conley heads it over. Here comes Mosh. Mosh racing over midfield. Mosh trying to feed it across. That ball down as Kopmeyer trying to feed it ahead. Here comes Ambrose. Ambrose with a shot that just goes wide to the near side. That turns into a goal kick here for Macomb here in the 31st minute. We want to thank some of the wonderful, amazing sponsors of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes AnnArbor.org, Flythrough.io, the Ann Arbor District Library, and Bodman. As here comes Barry. Barry racing up the far wing. Ball right back into the 18. Titmus. Titmus trying to avoid pressure back there by Wilhelm. Now Ambrose trying to steal it away out the far touchline. Be a throw in by Macomb. They have a throw in their defensive third. Matthews blasted ahead. Padilla knocks it down, but that goes out the far touchline. Throwing on the far touchline for Macomb as they get that into Matthews. Back on the far touchline, sent ahead, all the way back, headed up by Mosh. Now played down right at center. As racing ahead with it is Angle. Angle feeds it back over to Roy. Roy Down over to Lewis on the far touchline. Lewis looking for a cross. Weed trying to stay in front of her. Lewis trying to get down, and that will go out. The far touchline, that will be, or out the end line, that is going to be a corner. Over to take the corner is Angle, number 18. So get that ball set for this next set piece here in the 33rd minute. Angle gets a little room to work. Raises her right hand. Angle, left foot into it, as that's grabbed by Levasseur. Levasseur sends it up the near side of the pitch. Felton with it in the middle third. Felton moves it, trying to get up center. That ball played back down by Wilhelm. Wilhelm moves it over to Aldiano. Aldiano down, racing ahead. Here comes Weed. Weed trying to blast it over to Ambrose. Ambrose racing ahead with it into the 18. Ambrose trying to get across and sent right back towards the middle third. Chipped over to Conley. Conley is dispossessed. That ball back in the middle third, over to Jones. Jones gets it over to Four. Four bringing it up the near side, the near touchline. Four trying to get around Mosh. That ball grabbed by Padilla. Padilla moves it ahead. Now that ball blasted by Weed over to Ambrose. Back over to Weed. Weed right over midfield. Weed feeds it, trying to work her way ahead. Wilhelm feeds it all the way up. And played back by Barry. Barry over to Titmus, center 18 for Macomb. We are in the 35th minute. Titmus back to Barry. Barry trying to work up the far wing, back into the 18 for Titmus. Titmus now moves it over to Collier on the near side of the pitch. Collier trying to bring it up the near wing. Collier into the middle third, trying to blast her for Four. That'll go down on the near touchline. Four able to hold it in. Mosh trying to knock it away, and a whistle. And Arbor, say that went out the near touchline. Valiant attempt by Four to keep it in, but throw in there for Ann Arbor. Aldiano gets it ahead. Kopmeyer as it poked away by Matthews. Now Barry gets it all the way across to Lewis for Macomb. Weed trying to knock it back. That ball's sent back over to Barry. Barry over to Collier. Collier trying to bring it up the near side of the pitch. Collier at the near touchline, trying to work herself free. Wilhelm trying to provide pressure. Ball back to Barry. Ambrose marking her. Barry up the center of the pitch. Now Wilhelm coming over to pinch. That knocked down by Kopmeyer. Collier gets it back over to Titmus, center 18. Now Ambrose providing pressure on Titmus. She'll lift it over midfield, headed up back there by Angle. Played down by Jones, trying to move it ahead by Padilla. That'll get sent all the way over by Angle. Now bringing it up the far wing. That ball sent right into the 18. Levasseur has it there. Four trying to get to it. Levasseur quickly rolls it over. As Mosh with it over to Felton. Felton give and go, but that's stolen away. As that was Angle with it. Now Collier, or excuse me, Hathaway moves it back to Collier, back to Hathaway. Now Matthews trying to feed it ahead to Jones. Jones gets it back over to Matthews just inside the attacking third. All the way over to Lewis for Macomb. Jones trying to get to it, but Padilla sends it back into the middle third for Ann Arbor. Trying to control it back over there is Glover. Glover on the far side. That out. The far touchline. It's going to be a throw-in. For Macomb, they have the 1-0 lead here in the 37th minute. Ball to Matthews for Macomb, trying to feed it up the center of the pitch. Mosh gets it right back into the middle third. Hathaway gets it across. Here comes Matthews. Matthews gets it into the 18. Levasseur has it there. Levasseur calls out signals, sets the ball down, kicks it straight up the pitch. Aldiano gets it back into the 18. Levasseur moves it over out the near touchline. That'll be a throw-in over there for Macomb. That's Jones who grabbed it for the throw-in. Back over to Lewis on the near touchline. Lewis trying to feed ahead. That knocked away by Weed. Weed trying to move it over to Wilhelm, but a whistle blown. That out the far touchline. Throw-in for Macomb here in the 38th minute. Ball down, played back towards the middle third, grabbed there by Roy. Now on the far touchline, Roy trying to get to it. Ambrose moved it away. Here comes Koppmeyer up the center of the pitch for Ann Arbor. Koppmeyer over midfield. Koppmeyer trying to get it ahead to Ambrose. Ambrose racing over. Barry trying to provide pressure, and Titmus gets it over onto the far touchline. Matthews with it inside her own defensive third. That ball back over to Glover. Glover on the far touchline. Glover moves back over. Glover sends it back into the 18. Titmus has it just on the end line. Titmus over. Collier brings it up the near wing. Collier makes her way into the middle third. Collier feeds it. Mosh with it for Ann Arbor. Mosh trying to get it going the other direction. Here comes Koppmeyer. Koppmeyer avoiding some pressure. Koppmeyer trying to feed it ahead. That intercepted. Barry gets it back into the 18. Titmus calmly sets up shop there. Pressure coming, but she gets it over to Collier on the near side of the pitch. Collier back over to Titmus. And Wilhelm providing pressure back in the defensive third for Macomb. That ball blasted over, trying to get it to Hathaway. Hathaway plays it off the body on the near touchline. Hathaway bringing it ahead. Hathaway feeds it. Now one touch over to Four. Four coming up the near wing. Four trying to get around. Four feeds it. Knocked down. Here comes Engel. Engel trying to work herself free. Engel. And on the near side of the 18, down and out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick for Ann Arbor, as Engel got tied up back there by Padilla. Lavasser gets it set. Here comes Padilla. Or excuse me, that's Scaling. Scaling moved ahead. Here comes Weed on the far touchline, keeping it in. Weed racing ahead with it. Weed trying to get it into the attacking third. That ball pulled away by Matthews. I'll say it went out the far touchline. Throw in over there as we are in the 40th minute. Throw in by Macomb as they'll be on the Ann Arbor side of midfield. Ball back over to Roy. Roy sends it back to Matthews. Now up that far touchline. Back over to Roy on her own side of midfield. Roy trying to get around pressure. Aldiano trying to knock it down, as that is offside, the call. Just inside the middle third, that ball will come back. Ann Arbor will have an opportunity to kick this away. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. That ball, Wilhelm trying to get to it. That's sent right back into the attacking third. Good job by Mock to get it away. Ball back over to Engel. And down over to Felton. Felton goes over midfield for Ann Arbor. Felton gets it ahead to Koppmeyer. Koppmeyer into the attacking third. Here comes Ambrose. Ambrose trying to get around traffic. Ambrose heads up the pitch. Ambrose gets it over to Felton. Felton has that chipped away over onto the near side of the pitch here in the 41st minute. Here comes Macomb as that's blasted ahead. All the way back. Lavasser gets it over. Aldiano loses an edge, now bringing it ahead. Here comes Roy. Roy moves it over to Four. Four trying to blast down, and a grab by Lavasser. Lavasser slides down and steals one away from the Macomb team. Here in the 42nd minute, 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Koppmeyer on the near touchline. Koppmeyer in the middle third. Back over to Mosh. Mosh moves it right to midfield. Played down by Hathaway. Hathaway gets it over to Matthews. Matthews over midfield. Matthews trying to send it ahead to Roy. Roy trying to move it to Four, and that will be grabbed by Lavasser. Lavasser out to the edge of the 18. Lavasser has Scaling move back to her right. Scaling now has it. Scaling moves it down the near touchline. Koppmeyer tips it. That ball grabbed by Hathaway. Hathaway ahead to Engel. Engel rockets it. That'll go out to the far side of the woodwork. That will be a goal kick for Ann Arbor, as we are in the 43rd minute. Here, 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Ann Arbor would love to get this game level before halftime. Feel a lot better in that locker room. Scaling Gets it into the middle third. That ball taken away by Matthews. Matthews trying to send it right back. Here comes Four. Four launches it all the way across. Lewis has it on the far wing. Lewis trying to get it across to Roy. Now Jones has it tipped away. Back over to Roy on that far side of the pitch. Roy trying to cut towards the center of the pitch. That blasted right through the field goal post. That will be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Levasseur gets it set. Scaling with it, gets it over to Padilla. Padilla up the far touchline. Padilla moves it to Kottmeyer, back over to Aldiano. Aldiano all the way across. She scored the first goal for AFC Ann Arbor of the season. Aldiano did. All back over to Mosh. By the way, she's a sophomore at Heartland Community College from Spain, is Aldiano. That ball up the near side as Collier will escort it out the near touchline. Felton trying to get to it, but couldn't quite get there. By the way, Felton's a junior at West Virginia University from Milford, Michigan. She played the last 2 years with Cincinnati University, moving to West Virginia this upcoming season for her college. And we'll get launched down by Glover into the 18 as that bounces over, as that will be high through the field goal post. Impressive from a bad angle. Sadly, it just turns into a goal kick. We're in the 44th minute here, heading into the 45th minute. Levasseur has everyone send up the pitch. We're now in the 45th minute, less than a minute away from stoppage time in the first half. Ann Arbor down by 1 as Conley heads the ball up. Played down. Matthews with it in the middle third. Matthews gets it over. Ball trying to get back to Hathaway. Felton steals it away. Felton gets it ahead to Wilhelm. Wilhelm racing ahead with it. Wilhelm run over, as that's going to be a whistle. Ann Arbor will have a kick there from about 12 yards on the Macomb side of midfield. 20 seconds left until stoppage time. Had a board on our first home game, and I don't see one here today. That ball lifted ahead by Padilla, headed back as Roy trying to get to it. Now Lewis sends it across for Jones, back to Lewis. Lewis blasting it, as that is offside, the call. It's Ford trying to break free and just got behind the defense before that ball was sent to her. Quickly intercepted, but here comes Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer gets it ahead. Down the near touchline, blasted by Conley. Played down, back over to Kottmeyer by Wilhelm. Kottmeyer trying to launch it, and that, just a couple feet high. Good distance, but sailed a little bit on her. So we're in stoppage time now. We didn't have a... So 1 minute of stoppage time. We did not have a lot of stoppage time. So that ball's set. Macomb looking to send this away. They wouldn't mind to get to a 2-0 lead before halftime. Played down by 4. Over. And now trying to feed it to 4 as Mosh racing back, trying to get in front of her. She cuts over. Scaling trying to keep in the way as well. That ball all the way over to Lewis. Lewis up the far side of the pitch. Lewis trying to get it back to Jones. Jones, her shot. She's the lone goal scorer in this game. Comes all the way back to Lewis. Now Roy has it. And that is it for the first half. At the end of the first half, it is Union FC Macomb 1 and AFC Ann Arbor 0. We want to again mention some of the wonderful, amazing sponsors here of AFC Ann Arbor. That includes Washington's Promise, My Future Fund, Grizzly Peak, Units, Reinhardt Realtor, Underground Printing, Mirlo, Bodman, Ann Arbor District Library, Flythrough.io, AnnArbor.org, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Ride, Big Ten Burrito, and Wickfield Properties, and more. Always, you can come down to the games, check out. They got great food today. They have slows as well as a few others, as we can smell that wonderful food cooking from up here. They're going to do some fun stuff at halftime, a kiddie pool toss to win some merchandise and more. So we'll play a little music. We will be back with the second half action. You are watching AFC and Arbor, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. As AFC Ann Arbor heads out onto the pitch, Union FC Macomb already out there. They have the lead. Whoop, thought I stopped that. They have the lead 1-0. Macomb does on your AFC Ann Arbor Mighty Oak. Ann Arbor going from right to left here in this second half. Macomb going left to right. A great halftime. They had their kiddie pool toss. 12 people won getting the little soccer balls into that kiddie pool. Lots more athletic people here than I am. Both squads, last moment instructions from the coaching staff, getting themselves ready to go. 45 minutes up on the clock, second quarter up there. Looking for a big second half here from AFC Ann Arbor, whereas Macomb's going to try and keep the foot to the gas. Folks grooving a bit out in the crowd, having lots of fun. It's a good time coming out to an AFC Ann Arbor game. It's raised a degree now, second half. Game time temperature 78 degrees. Playing a little Bowie Heroes. AFC Ann Arbor could use a hero on the pitch to get this game level. Dima Elder was getting herself warmed up, number 2. We'll see if she comes in at the start of the second half. Ball set right on inside the center circle. Couple umbrellas out there to beat the heat in the sun, although there is a nice shade underneath the press box here. If you can put up with listening to me do my play-by-play live at Hallway Field here. Ann Arbor breaks the huddle, as does Macomb. Titmus heads down to our left. Levasseur heads down towards the right. Again, Ann Arbor going right to left here in this second half. Macomb with a 1-0 lead over Ann Arbor. Macomb will get things started off. Lewis and Jones right in that center circle. Looks like it's going to be Jones, the goal scorer, who's going to get things started off. Again, 45 minutes up on the clock. Thank you for joining us and watching from wherever you are at. Thank you very, very much. So Macomb gets things underway. All the way back as Barry moves it all the way over to Collier. Collier moves the ball that sent across to Roy, now up the far touchline. That ball back, trying to steal it away. Here comes Koppmeyer. Koppmeyer trying to get left foot into it, and that's a save from Titmus. Good job by Koppmeyer to intercept it, and a save by Titmus. So Aldiano went out, Elder in for Ann Arbor. Titmus gets it over to Barry. Barry trying to launch it into the middle third. That ball played down, trying to work free. Weed has it. Now that pulled over as Padilla gets it ahead. Felton on the near touchline. That goes out the near touchline. It's going to be a throw-in for Macomb. So we're in the 46th minute here. Ball thrown in by Glover. Barry gets it all the way over to Collier. Collier back over to Titmus as Ambrose providing pressure in the 18. Well, all the way back on the far touchline. They'll roll out the far touchline. Mosh. Throw in as they're going to announce the winner of a grill. Folks coming to today's game got to get entered into winning a grill. Macomb trying to get it ahead to Lewis. That taken away by Weed. Weed bring it up the center of the pitch. Here comes Koppmeyer. Koppmeyer goes to her right. Koppmeyer trying to get it over to Ambrose. That back to Wilhelm. Wilhelm trying to turn with it. Wilhelm back over to Elder. Elder now comes over, looking to come it up the near wing. Gets it over to Ambrose. Poked away. Elder trying to get it back. Here comes Macomb, bringing it ahead over to Lewis up the near touchline. I believe that was Glover who took that away. Headed up by Scaling, played down by Conley. Conley right over the blockades. Koppmeyer trying to get to it. That ball back over midfield, played down. Here comes Macomb to the near wing. Macomb trying to bring it ahead is Jones. Jones on the edge of the middle third, trying to make her way into the attacking third. Kicks it back over for Lewis. That taken away. Felton moves it over to Scaling. Scaling all the way down, trying to move it to Ambrose. That's sent right back into the midfield area. Here it comes. Racing ahead with it is Elder. Elder gets it. Oh, just out of the reach of Ambrose, out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in. Macomb gets it in the far touchline. That's sent back by 4. Now across to Matthews. Matthews trying to bring it up that far touchline. That'll go out the far touchline. Quick throw-in by Mosh. Lifted the other direction. Scaling volleys it, but that goes out the far touchline. Throw in by Macomb. So it'll be just over on the Ann Arbor side of midfield here in the 49th minute. 1-0, Macomb with the lead. Jones plays it back right to midfield. So here comes Elder. Elder moves it over. Padilla gets it back to Levasseur. Levasseur back to Padilla on the near wing. Padilla lifts it ahead. Played down. Now racing with it. Here comes Weed trying to get it to Ambrose. Wilhelm trying to chip that away. That into the 18. Grab there. It's fired ahead by Titmus. Up the far side of the pitch. Lifted to Jones. Jones, that goes out the far touchline. It's going to be an Ann Arbor throw-in. It's Mosh has it there. Congratulations to Rachel Loris Lupton, who won the grill. Get to have an even better barbecue the next holiday weekend. Ball back, here it comes. Trying to get it across. Stolen by Elder. As Macomb tried to put it up there. Battle for it on the far touchline, sent over. And here comes Conley. Conley gets it over to Weed. Weed over midfield. Weed down. Here comes Felton. Felton racing ahead with it up the near wing. Felton trying to cut across the top of the 18. Fired in and deflected back. Felton trying to come down the near wing. Felton looking for a cross. 2 defenders on top of her that poked away. Then lifted all the way back into the middle third. Headed up. Here comes Weed. Weed up the near side of the pitch. Back over to Padilla. Padilla trying to get it across. That's stolen away and lifted all the way back. Here comes Macomb down the near touchline and out. Trying to get it to Jones. Then just a little out of her reach. So Scaling has it on the near touchline. She'll let Weed throw that in here in the 51st minute. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Ann Arbor love to get this game equal. Our first game was a 2-1 loss to Detroit FC. Detroit FC had a 2-goal lead, and Ann Arbor got a goal but couldn't get the equalizer. And then in their game versus Midwest United scored first. Ann Arbor able to get the equalizer, but they have yet to lead in any of the 3 games this season. Elder trying to get to it, that ball out the end line, and will be a goal kick. Levasseur will have it in the 18. She'll get it set for a goal kick. Over to Scaling. Scaling Feeds it, tipped by Elder, and that's sent right back in. Macomb has it as that's moved back by Glover. Now trying to chip it into the 18. Grab by Lavasser. Lavasser moves it down the near wing. Felton trying to get to it. She heads it up. Here comes Ambrose. Ambrose plays it down. That ball off the body. So that went right off of Collier. Now Ambrose trying to launch it ahead. That ball just into the 18 and blasted by Titmus right back into the middle third. Here comes Ambrose trying to get it. Kottmeyer trying to reach that as well. That fed down onto the middle third. Moved back over by 4. Now here comes Padilla. Padilla trying to work her way through center. Gets it over to Ambrose. Ambrose up the far touch line. That ball played back. Elder trying to feed it ahead. Kottmeyer, and that plucked up by Titmus right in front. Kottmeyer. Here in the 53rd minute, Macomb up 1-0. Titmus gets the ball set. Moves it over. Barry on the near side of the pitch. Barry all the way over to Collier. Collier up that far wing. Collier. Ambrose providing pressure. Titmus has it right on the end line. Ambrose over. Back over to Collier on the far touch line. Collier moves it ahead. 4 trying to move it over. That grab. Now Roy trying to send it up that far wing. Stolen away. Here comes Ann Arbor. Ambrose with it. Ambrose trying to work past traffic. Stolen away. Dispossessed from her. That ball onto the far touch line. Roy trying to move it ahead. 1 touch back, but Conley steals it. Gets it over to Scaling. Scaling away from Jones, but that played down by Matthews. Matthews for Macomb. Comes up the far touchline. Matthews trying to get it add to 4. 4 racing down the near side. 4 looking for a cross. Gets that back over to Matthews. Matthews over to Roy. Roy down to Lewis on the near wing. Offside the call. Lewis just back behind the defense. So Padilla gets the ball set for a kick here in the 54th minute, 1-0. Macomb with the lead here at Hallway Field. Macomb with no wins, 2 losses, 1 no draws. AFC and Arbor, no wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 1 draw. All lifted down. Mock has it on that far touchline. Trying to feed it across. Padilla into the middle third, trying to get around Roy. Here comes Ambrose. Ambrose cuts to the far side. Now that ball back over to Padilla. Padilla trying to move it ahead to Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer racing over, but that ball volleyed right back into the middle third. Played down and back. Matthews calling out signals. Matthews gets it over to Roy. Roy right over the blockades. Roy trying to feed it back, coming ahead with it, as that's a diving save by Lavasser. What a save by Lavasser, as Jones was looking for his second goal, trying to get a brace, and Lavasser stole it away. Whistle there, that's going to be a kick. As Roy has it for Macomb, she comes up the middle of the pitch. Roy into the attacking third. Roy chip back, now trying to race over Elder. Elder gets it back. Matthews in the middle third, right back into the attacking third. Here comes Roy. Roy cuts to the near side. Good job by Padilla to knock that one away. Now over to Weed. Weed trying to stop. Weed gets it back to Conley. And back into the 18. Grabbed by Lavasser. Lavasser, Jones staring right in front of her. Lavasser arcs it down the pitch. That ball rolls over midfield, but that's going to go out the far touchline. Didn't know if there was a Macomb player who flashed in front of it. She must not have touched it. That's going to be a Macomb throw-in on the far touchline. Like there's a couple folks waiting around that mid area. Here comes Matthews. Matthews. And back over by Collier, over to Titmus in her own 18. Titmus Gets it over to Barry. Barry trying to bring it up the near side of the pitch. Barry gets it over to Lewis. Lewis tips it back over onto the near wing and knocked by Padilla. Up high. Out the near touchline. Thrown by Glover on the near touchline. So Lewis as well as Engel going out for Macomb. And Conley as well as Ambrose going out for Ann Arbor. That ball thrown in. We'll try and effort to get you the names of who came in. Elder gets it back over to Padilla. Padilla over to Weed. Weed trying to tip it over. Now that ball out the near touchline. As that was Dollison who came in. It's going to be an Ann Arbor throw-in. As going down was Gurnis. As that ball taken away, here comes Matthews. Matthews into the middle third. Garnis in and Dollison. That ball blasted ahead. Offside the call. So that'll be about 7 yards inside the defensive third. Macomb players got a little behind the defense there. We're in the 58th minute here at Hallway Field. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. So Troy came in for Lewis. And you in for Engel for Macomb. Padilla sends it ahead. That ball loose. Felton trying to get to it. Felton chips it into the 18. Felton trying to come across. Felton looking for the equalizer with the cross. Kicked out the end line by Titmus, and that's going to be a set piece for Ann Arbor. It looks like Kopmeyer's going to take it in the near corner. Connor O'Neill, also a sponsor of AFC Ann Arbor. Ball set, Kopmeyer raises the right hand. Kopmeyer fires it across, headed up and grabbed by Titmus in the 18. Titmus heads out to the edge of the 18. Now she'll throw it. All the way down, that grab, trying to bring it ahead. Weed has it right at center, but that tip moved by Troy. Troy gets it back into the attacking third. Scaling puts it into the 18. So that ball coming over. Okay, it goes out. That ball all the way over, coming out, and that goes out the end line.
Hey, Doug. They're asking if you could congratulate Jack again from Plymouth. He was apparently in the bathroom when you did it. And there's one more person on it. Here, if you just did this because I'm trying to call a blessing game.
Is it 60 minutes? So we're in the 61st minute. Ball coming up the far touchline. Knocked back. Trying to feed it over was Wilhelm up the far side of the pitch. Now grabbed. Here comes Elder. Elder gets it. Trying to get it over to Kopmeyer, but that just out of a reach out the far touchline. Throwing over there.
Once again, for those who missed it the first time, congratulations to Jack and Adrian from Plymouth, who came straight from winning the Canton Cup undefeated this past weekend.
So congratulations to Jack and Adrian for winning the Canton Cup. Came straight to this game after that. Here comes Macomb. Racing down the far touchline. Jones has it. Jones trying to get it across, knocked away, slide it up. Here comes Kottmeyer into the attacking third, but that's taken away from her. Moved ahead by Collier. Now that ball all the way down, out the end line, goal kick for Ann Arbor here in the 62nd minute. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Padilla bringing it up. Moves it over to Weed on the near touchline. Back over to Padilla. Padilla. It slips right to midfield. Racing over, trying to get to it on the near touchline is Gurnis. Gurnis gets it over to Felton. Felton. Racing ahead with it. Felton. And chip back. Stolen away by Macomb. Played over to Roy. Roy trying to make it away from Wilhelm. Back over to Collier. Kottmeyer marking Collier. Collier gets it back over to Titmus in the 18. Titmus blasts it again as that comes down. That'll be out the far touchline. Samas for the throw in. Going out is Wilhelm for Ann Arbor. Coming in is going to be Luma. So Luma in for Ann Arbor. That ball sent back. Padilla gets it ahead to Elder. Now Kottmeyer coming up the far touchline. Back to Elder. Elder heading back into the midfield area. Gets that over to Padilla. Padilla onto the far touchline. Back to Padilla. Padilla trying to get across. Padilla gets it across to Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer trying to fire it. Is that off the crossbar? Oh, what an opportunity. And that ball overfired and just off the crossbar there by Felton. That is going to be a corner as Kottmeyer to take this corner. And Arbor really love to get an equalizer here on this set piece. Here in the 64th minute. Kottmeyer arches it across, ball down, played back, all the way over to get to it on the near touchline. Bringing ahead is Weed. Weed trying to get it over to Felton. Felton trying to get past a pair of defenders. And sent right back into the middle third. But a whistle blown, that is going to be a foul in the attacking third for Ann Arbor. So they will have a good spot for a set piece here. So Scaling back to take this kick. Now coming over with Scaling is Kottmeyer. Kottmeyer will head up the pitch, Scaling to take this kick. Most of the Ann Arbor players kind of shaded on the far side of the pitch, looking to race in and get this ball. Scaling bends it in, that punched up, and that is going to be a whistle as a collision with Titmus, and she is slow to get up. Now she'll pop to her knees. Looks like she's going to be all right, but she punched it out as about 4 different players went for it and all collided. Good, again, love the sportsmanship by the crowd. A little round of applause when Titmus got up, so we appreciate good sportsmanship here. Titmus gets back, ready to kick this one away here in the 66th minute. Ball all the way over. Troy trying to send it ahead. Played down to Jones. Jones trying to move it across. Now coming, racing ahead with it is trying to feed it over is 4. 4 has it, and great job staying in the way back there by Padilla. It's going to be a corner, but Padilla stopping a great opportunity on offense for this Macomb team. Ball set there, ready for you to take this set piece. You. Some room to work. Raises her right hand. Arcs it across. That ball played down. Now Felton sends it to the middle third. That ball all the way back Now lifted head by Collier, played down. Garnet's trying to get to it. That out the far touchline. This will be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Mosh with the throw-in, gets it back. Now taken away, 4 had it. Played back over, trying to come ahead with it. That ball over onto the near wing for Troy. Troy feeds it into the 18 and a grab by Levasseur. Levasseur able to grab that in traffic as she quickly throws it out. Coming up the far side, here comes Ann Arbor. Kopmeyer make her way over midfield. Kopmeyer looking, Garnis trying to feed it ahead. Is that Collier trying to steal it away? Out there, both Garnis and Luma were out there, and good defensive job by Macomb. Titmus gets it right to midfield, played off of Jones, now brought ahead. Trying to run it, here comes Troy. Troy bringing it across as that's tipped away. It'll be just outside of the 18, now plucked up by Levasseur. Great job getting back on defense by Ann Arbor. I think that was Weed who got back and knocked that one out the near touchline. Quick throw in there by Glover, played back over to Roy. Roy coming across the edge of the attacking third. Roy has that knocked away by Elder. Elder trying to feed it across as there was some clutching and some grabbing there. There'll be a kick for Ann Arbor. So that's going to be Roy picking up a yellow card. First yellow card of the game here at the 68th minute. Believe that's Scaling over to kick this one away.
Union FC Macomb, yellow card issued to number 77, Morgan Roy.
There's the whistle. Ball back over. Padilla trying to move it ahead. Tipped and just out the far touchline. Just trying to skip off the foot. Excuse me, that was Padilla over there with Scaling who kicked that one away. Down. Now brought ahead. Macomb feeds the ball back over to their defense. Now all the way across to Glover. Glover moves it back to Titmus in the 18. Titmus over to Barry. Barry trying to avoid pressure. Is Luma racing over, trying to get that ball away. And moves over to Collier on the far wing. Collier gets it ahead. Coming ahead with it is you. Back over to you. You up that far wing. You over midfield. You trying to get past the defense into the attacking third. You trying to fire it ahead. That knocked down by Scaling. Back over to Weed. Pressure coming by Troy. Weed gets it back over into the 18. Now lifted into the midfield area. Played down back there by, by Barry. Now trying to turn on it is Roy. Roy gets it. Bringing it ahead, there's you. You comes down along the far touchline. Now Collier gets it ahead. Jones comes back into the midfield area. Jones sends it back to 4. 4 puts it on that far touchline. Controlled by Troy. Troy moves it across. As here comes Barry. Barry! That blasted right back into the middle third. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Ann Arbor trying to make a move. Racing ahead and offside the call. Arnis trying to get herself free and just offside. Barry to kick it away. We're in this 71st minute here at Hallway Field. Ball over to Matthews up the near wing. Matthews trying to arc it ahead. Played down on the near touchline by Troy. Troy trying to move it over to Roy. Roy just outside the 18. Roy sends across. Just missed 4, and that'll go out. It'll be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Oh, throw in, excuse me. So Scaling will take the throw in on the far touchline here in the 72nd minute. 1-0, Macomb with the lead. Ball on the throw in. Played all the way back to Roy. Roy moves it over. That ball grabbed by Glover. Glover trying to arc it into the 18. Troy has it. Troy with a cross. That will go out the near touchline. There'll be a throw-in for Macomb. So Troy has the throw-in on the near touchline. Troy gets it over to Glover. Glover trying to keep it in. Now Troy with the cross. That ball popped up by Jones. Back over and out the near touchline. There'll be another throw-in. Trying to shake herself free is Roy. Roy. That shot got blocked. Sent back. Trying to make it over. It's Jones. Jones looking for a shot, and that one goes all the way out the end line. That is going to be a goal kick for Ann Arbor. Levasseur gets it over to Scaling. Scaling, right foot into it. Bringing it ahead is Dollison. Dollison over to Kopmeyer. Kopmeyer has Felton to her left. Gets it to Felton on the near touchline. Felton trying to cut back towards midfield. Felton moves it over to Weed. Weed trying to strike it ahead to Kopmeyer. That ball tipped away from her. Well, fed ahead by Barry all the way down the near touchline. Here comes Jones. Jones into the attacking third. Jones trying to deke herself free. Scaling stays in the way. Scaling knocks that one away. Great defense back into the middle third. Here comes Matthews from Macomb. Matthews trying to get the rush again. And pulled away from you. Sent right back towards the middle third, but sent down the far touchline and out. That will be an Ann Arbor throw-in. Padilla will take the throw-in on that far touchline. Padilla quickly in. That ball ahead. Here comes Garnis. Garnis turning with it. Garnis chipping it ahead. Kopmeyer trying to get to it. Knocked away from Kopmeyer, but she gets it back, puts it on that far touchline. Back to Kopmeyer, who works through traffic. Kopmeyer has it poked away. Elder trying to get to it away from Roy. Elder back into the midfield area. Now launched down the near touchline. Knocked away as that put back by Barry and slammed all the way near. Glover was the one who broke up that last play. Played down by Felton. Felton trying to move it ahead. Here comes Garnis back to Felton. Felton back over. Now turning with it. Kopmeyer. That shot got deflected back by Macomb and moved down onto the near touchline. Rifled ahead, trying to get it to Jones. Scaling has it. Scaling moves it over to Padilla. Padilla back into the middle third. Padilla over to Weed on the near side of the pitch. Weed all the way back. Levasseur has it in the 18 here in the 75th minute. 1-0. Macomb with the lead. Weed firing it ahead. Kopmeyer, that blasted back. Now grabbed as Glover has it up the near touchline. Glover firing it ahead, out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in for Ann Arbor. Jones trying to get to it, but just not quick enough, despite all the effort put there. Weed with the throw-in. Dollison moves it back. Here comes Scaling. Scaling sends it, blasted up the center of the pitch. Now popped. Garnis trying to get to it. Garnis ends up down on the pitch. And that is an Ann Arbor foul. That ball sent over onto the near wing. All the way across, now back. Trying to send it up the center of the pitch is Macomb. They move it over to Barry. Barry trying to lift it down, that out the near touchline. Throw in by Weed on the near touchline. Weed into Felton. Felton cuts towards the center of the pitch. Felton trying to move it over to Elder. That taken away by 4. Played back. Elder trying to get that ball. Good battle in the midfield area. Troy now has it up onto the near touchline. Here comes Jones. Jones trying to get past. Wheat gets in front of her. Wheat sends it back into the 18. Levasseur has it there. Jones trying to get to it. That ball played over. Padilla pops it up. Played down. Now Dollison sends it down the far touchline and out. That'll be a throw-in by Macomb here in the 77th minute. No, it's going to be forgive me. Played down, trying to work her way over. That fired back. Stopped on the far touchline, looking for a cross. Trying to work it through as much. And trying to bring it in. All sent all the way back to Elder. Elder trying to work over onto the far touchline. Elder firing it. That goes out. And that will be a goal kick. Titmus has the ball set. Headed back. Kottmeyer trying to work her way through. Knocked away over to Barry. Barry trying to get it ahead. Grabbed by Troy on the near touchline. Troy feeds it as that's offside. And Arbor gets the ball about 7 yards on their own side of midfield. Here in the 79th minute. Scaling, arcs it across. Garnis heads it up. Collier back to get to it. Fired, knocked down. Now Roy trying to move it back into the middle third. Played ahead by Scaling. Now here comes Ford. Ford trying to bring it ahead. Weed in front. Weed knocking that ball away. Levasseur lifts it down the pitch into the middle third. That ball played down by Macomb, trying to bring it ahead is Roy. Roy up the far touchline, trying to get around Elder. That ball into the 18 and grabbed by Levasseur. Levasseur puts the ball down, arcs it up. Garnis trying to get to it. Now that moved ahead. Jones knocks it back. Trying to work her way through. Shot and tipped off the post. Getting a piece of it. Excellent job by Levasseur. As that was a blast by you that almost made its way in and would have made it a 2-goal game. That ball out the end line. That will be a goal kick. Yep.
Okay, not that I know of, but okay.
It's right. Yep, my bad. Luma over there trying to get to it. Luma trying to work that away and throw in. Trying to work herself free. Garnis gets it back. Fired ahead, blasted loose, played down by Elder. Elder trying to move it ahead. Elder onto that far touchline. Now grabbed by Macomb. Macomb lifts it all the way across. Played down by Troy. Troy feeds it right to midfield. Knocked away back there by Padilla. Lifted. Now go all the way down on the far touchline. Now launched all the way back deep. Trying to get to it. Turning is Roy. Roy feeds it out in front. And lifted all the way back outside the 18. Over to get to it, Macomb. Troy chips it. That will go out the end line. Here in the 82nd minute, time becoming an issue for Ann Arbor. Looks like two substitutions. Weed going out as well as Felton going out. As coming in, Romero in as well as Molina. So Romero and Molina in for Ann Arbor, trying to get some fresh legs to get this game equalized. Ball played down right in the middle, down onto the far touchline, trying to bring it ahead. Blasted into the 18. Jones fires it just wide to the near side.
Takes the place of number 6, Riley Felton. And number 13, Ali Molina, replaces number 3, Kylie Weed.
That ball over, Luma with it. Luma trying to fire it away. That got blocked. Luma moves it back. Now Elder over. Scaling, lifts it over midfield. Now that's sent, trying to get it across. Racing over, as that's punched out the end line. That will be a corner. I believe that was Mosh who went in and had an opportunity. Kopmeyer over to take this set piece as Kopmeyer gets herself ready. All the way across, and oh! I believe that was Luma who almost had a beautiful opportunity there, just missed the ball back. Grabbed by Scaling on the edge of the middle third, trying to avoid pressure by Jones. Scaling feeds it, that played down and out the far touchline. Hathaway had it, there'll be a throw in for Ann Arbor. Here in the 84th minute, Ann Arbor, Kopmeyer with it, really needs this get this game level. Ball ahead to Roy. Roy into the middle third. Roy. Now ball well placed and having to hold up there. It's offside as 4 trying to get past, but that'll be a kick by Ann Arbor. Sent up, trying to get to Luma. Ball played back. And a foul on Ann Arbor, apparently. It's going to be a kick by Barry.
Let's hear it, Ann Arbor.
So Barry lifts it up the pitch. Padilla over to try and play it. That goes out the far touchline. Padilla to throw it in for Ann Arbor. Padilla lifts it in, played down. Trying to feed ahead was Garnis. Headed back by Matthews. Trying to get to it is Dollison. That fired all the way back. Scaling chips it. Go out the far touchline. It's Padilla ready for the throw in. Padilla gets it. That headed up by Kopmeyer. Trying to play it down as Garnis. Kopmeyer has it. Kopmeyer heading towards the center of the pitch. Kopmeyer chips it as that ball at the end line, crossing. Couldn't quite angle it forward as it got a little deep into the pitch. Goal kick for Titmus. We are now in the 86th minute, less than 5 minutes before stoppage time. Ann Arbor needs a goal. Titmus right foot into it. Both of these squads looking for their first win of the season. Ann Arbor with a draw and a loss. Macomb Union Macomb, they have 2 losses. They're in the lead here, 1-0. Ball, Matthews has it on the far touchline. Padilla trying to knock it away out the far touchline. That's going to be a throw-in for Roy. She's going to have you throw it in. And trying to get to that Padilla. Whistle kicked by Ann Arbor. We are in the 87th minute. Less than 4 minutes before stoppage time. Ball volleyed back into the Ann Arbor defensive third. Popped up high and out the far touchline. Ken Padilla with the throw in on the far touchline. Played that out the far touchline again. Quick throw in by Ann Arbor. Luma has it. Luma trying to go across, trying to get past a trio of defenders. Luma feeds it up the far touchline. Now racing ahead with it. Ann Arbor trying to cut towards the center of the pitch as Mosh has it. Stops back, fires it across. Popped up in the 18 and fired all the way out. Trying to get to it is Dollison. And whistle there, that's going to be a kick for Macomb. So we are about to head into the 88th minute. 3 minutes before stoppage time. Ball back, right foot into it. That got over Troy. Moved over by Molina. Now popped up by Romero. Romero trying to move it back. That taken away. Coming ahead with it. Fed over by you. Jones with it. Off the post. Still trying to work it away. Now Molina has it. That will go out the near touchline and an Ann Arbor throw in. Near disaster saved by the woodwork. Ball on the near touchline, thrown in. Trying to get it ahead is Romero. Grabbed by Macomb. Still battling on the near touchline. Here comes Troy for Macomb. That will have gone out the near touchline. We're in the 89th minute, 2 minutes before stoppage time. We haven't had a lot of stoppage. Luma was going to get that. Now that'd be a quick kick. Ann Arbor, sense of urgency, but they're going to make them kick again. Ann Arbor trying to keep the pressure on. They want to get this game equal, but they got to get it into the attacking third. 1 minute, 35 seconds before stoppage time. The ball lifted high. Garnis trying to get to it. Now sent back onto the far touchline. Held in there. Moved over to Roy. Roy trying to bring it ahead for Macomb. Roy sends it for Jones. That grabbed. Moved ahead by Levasseur. Played down. Kopmeyer trying to get to it. But now racing ahead with it again. Here comes Macomb. Down onto the far touchline. Out the far touchline. Throw in for Ann Arbor. We're in the 90th minute. Less than a minute left before stoppage time. Ann Arbor back in their own defensive third. Little miscommunication there. Padilla looking to get it in. Padilla launches it. Played back. Padilla lifts it up high. Out the far touchline. That'll be a throw-in for Macomb. 35 seconds before stoppage time. Macomb throws it into their own into the attacking third. Played down by Roy. Roy trying to get to a Kopmeyer. Trying to grab that ball. Whistle and a foul on Ann Arbor. Macomb with the opportunity there. By the way, Kopmeyer is the youngest goal scorer in AFC Ann Arbor history. She was on the USA U16 national team. We are now in stoppage time as Macomb sends that ball headed out by Scaling. So,
2 minutes of stoppage time before the end of the contest.
2 minutes of stoppage time. So Ann Arbor needs to get this ball on the other side of the pitch as Macomb just wants to hold it down here and get this first win of the season. Ann Arbor wants to do the same thing, but they have a good 80 yards to go before they can make something happen. Throw in by Ann Arbor. Trying to get to Garnis. Garnis bringing it ahead. Now chipped over. Brought up. Over midfield is Romero. Romero gets it over to Luma. Luma Blast it back, trying to get to Romero. That's sent right back into the midfield area. We're in 2 minutes of stoppage time. Out the near touchline. Ann Arbor with the throw-in, but their own defensive third. Molina with a quick throw-in, scaling. Trying to feed it up the center of the pitch. Elder moves it. Grab. Garnis trying to move it over to Luma. Popped up high. Romero trying to get to it. Romero heads it. That into the 18 and plucked up. Grabbed by Titmus. Again, we are in 2 minutes of stoppage time. The ball high into the midfield area. Headed up by Molina on the near touchline. Trying to keep it in. Molina chips it ahead. Luma trying to head it. Barry put it down. Here comes Garnis. Garnis gets it over onto the far wing. Working her way over is Mosh. Mosh trying to get around 3 different defenders. Matthews back there making it difficult. Mosh into the far corner. Mosh sends it across. Headed by Luma. Played down as that ball bouncing towards the middle third. Again, we're in 2 minutes of stoppage time. Out the near touchline. That will be a throw-in by Macomb as time slipping away. Ann Arbor needs a Herculean effort here to get this game knotted up. The ball rolls down into the defensive third. Scaling back to get to it. Gets it over. Now here comes Lavasser. Lavasser arcs it down. That headed up by Roy. Luma trying to get to it. Barry puts it up. Now Garnis trying to move it ahead. Matthews sends it over and out the far touchline. We have to be in the waning moments of this match. 1-0, Macomb with the lead. Ann Arbor lifts it into the 18. Luma back there trying to get to it. Titmus grabs it right on the edge, and that will do it. Ann Arbor had some opportunities, had the ball deep, but couldn't cash in as Titmus had a great game, as did Lavasser on the other side. But it was the lone goal by Jones back in the 26th minute that makes Macomb 1-2-1 now, and Ann Arbor 0-2-1. So thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it. Our next game will be on May 29th. That's going to be next Friday at 7 p.m. It's going to be the men's squad versus this Union FC Macomb team. For my camera people, Christina Wiseman and James Wiseman, thank you to Christina for 13 years of marriage on our wedding anniversary, working today with me. Mike Butler, brother-in-law, the director. My name is Mark Wiseman. Very, very grateful for you. Thank you for watching and cheering for either of these two teams in this beautiful sport. Have a fantastic rest of your holiday, and we'll see you back here Friday on the 29th at 7 p.m. Take care, everybody.